Good morning, everybody, and this is your Dow Jones day trade setups for today. So before we get into this, we just want to get onto the weekly level here, to the weekly charts, and just highlight a few things. And I see we've got garbage on the charts again. Let's just get rid of everything. Okay, so we have an area here which I think is still the magnet, which we missed with the previous swing low, so probably coming back down to this area, forming a little bit of diversions potentially, but we've still got a way to go. So that is going to be a fairly strong area of support. The other area that we do need to pay attention to is this swing low here. And I'll explain now to you on the lower time frames why that area is so important. So if we look at the weekly right now, we're sort of hanging around our lows. We've seen buyers come in here in the past. So the question is at the moment, are they going to come back into at this area, or is the goal to close that gap? And you'll see there's quite a bit of structure here as well. Look along there. You can see the tails for the rejection. You can see the support there, rejection, and then above it, below it, above it, and then nothing, and then a gap up. So pretty similar to what we're seeing on the DAX and the S&P. So just the zones that we do definitely need to pay attention to, which are those. Anyway, let's get down to today's time frames. That's going to help us get a better read on this market. And at the moment, we've had bad news last week. We dropped, we consolidated, we had confirmation of the bad news, and we dropped, and we're now consolidating. Big question is, are we consolidating for a move to test the breakouts higher up, or are we consolidating just to drift lower? And at the moment, there's nothing that is indicating either of that right now. So if we look at the 3-hour, the only index that doesn't actually have diversions on at the moment, so that's interesting in itself. But this is definitely the area on the 3-hour chart we need to pay attention to. That's 35.62. We want to retest that for a move to the downside. If we drop down to the hour now, and this is where we're looking at price action for today, look at yesterday's price action, all over the place, no real structure, triangle forming. You can see a line along the top there. You can see ever so slightly a trend line, a series of higher lows here. So yesterday was not an opportunity, to be honest, to be trading. But one thing to highlight here, see this pin bar? These tails are often retested. And you can see there it was retested spot on. And the reason for that is if you get down to a lower time frame, I don't know if the 15-minute will show it. Yeah, 15-minute does show it. Right. So there, that was the 1-hour tail, and it's a 15-minute swing low. So when you see these kind of things, that's why the 50-minute is so crucial to looking for entries. If you're watching the charts, that is. If you see this kind of structure, you can always see the exhaustion bar up, inside bar, perfect. Look at the oscillators. I mean, it's textbook stuff from my strategies perspective. So swing up, inside bar, oscillators group to the upside. Entry is right there. As that bar closes, you put your entry in just 1 or 2 pips below the tail, and you put your stop above the high. It's 128-point stop loss, and you would have got frustrated. Well, I would have got frustrated with it anyway, but I would have taken profit. When it swung high and swung again, second move, I would have taken profit down here, which would have been a 260 anyway, 260 points for almost a 2-to-1 trade. Anyway, for today, that level has been tested, so I wouldn't be paying attention to that at the moment. If you come back to the hour, the only other opportunity that we do have is a rejection up there. But if that doesn't happen early in the session, then I have no interest in it, because the probability of it happening late in the session and then forcing you to hold over the weekend is pretty high. And what will normally happen is you get a break and a continuation higher, and just you'll panic and get out of it. And the reason you're going to panic is because the move is going to be 500 odd points. Anyway, so for me, we do have we've got some really strong resistance to the left here. Okay, and we've also got some strong support. I mean, any one of these tails, this one where price is, these lows here, is going to hold up price. So if you come back to this kind of area here on the 15 minutes and you have a look at it, you could, you jump in down here, you've got 60 points, maybe you're going to get 100 points, but I have a feeling, if you look at what happened yesterday, this has been defended for a reason. Granted, it is creating lower highs like that. So, that is a flat bottom triangle, but I'm going to want to see a decent break and retest this area before committing to that. And that's going to have to happen early in the session so you can just get out, because I do suspect you'll have some profit taking, which going up the close, you'll probably have a couple of big green bars. Yeah, so I think for me that this is really a sit in hands type environment. Well, for me anyway. I don't have the patience to sit down on a 3-minute chart and trade it. And you can see even on the 3-minute chart yesterday, above and below the moving averages like this. I mean, that was just chaotic. You can't really get going with something like that. And I suspect the same is going to happen today. So anyway, if we do get back up to this area early in the session, so in other words, European strong move up, I would look for something short up here if I get the decent price action for a move down. But get in, get out, and then get on with your weekend. Anyway, guys, that's kind of me for today. I am a clear sit on hands person, completely confused of which way it's going to go today. So when that happens, it's a good idea just to sit back and enjoy a cold one. Anyway, hope that helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.